And welcome to RD Tech. Here we are today with a 1976 Marshall Super Bass, which has been updated to a Super Lead, a 1959 circuit, and more specifically an Adam Jones from Tool spec. The details of that can be found if you hunt on the internet. Dave Freeman of Freeman Amplifiers has worked on Adam Jones's actual Super Bass and has disclosed some of the finer details on it, which have been copied into this amp, as the owner was, I think, was originally kind of chasing that tone in the first place. I sat down to edit the footage I had of working on this amp, and I probably had in the region of 5 hours of work on it. This amp has been a labour of love, if anything. It has fought me every step of the way. You fix one problem and another one will arise, and you have to sort all that out. So, a quick rundown of what's happened. So, comes in, put the bias meter probes in, look at the original valves. They're all over the shop. Really need changing. All the valve bases are burnt as well. So it's had a hard life. It's a studio amp, by the way. So first thing to do, clean all the pots, clean the tube sockets, make sure everything looks okay, it's fine. New set of matched valves from my normal supplier, put them in, still not great, all over the place, really not happy with that. But trusting that they're all matched, I then start digging in the amp a little bit. Looking at the screen grid resistors, they were, one had already been changed to an RS component cement one, and the other three of the power valves had the original wire wounds in them. Closer inspection, the wire wounds were a bit toasted up and a bit burnt, and when it was left on for a while, you'd notice the values would start to drift. So out they come, a brand new set of 1K 5 watt resistors go in, as per a normal Marshall if you'd buy one now. Better, we're getting there, and then so dig a bit further. I biased, so I was happier, but still not happy with the valves. I then get another set from a different supplier, much better matching this time. Go to do the playtest, and the middle pair of the power valves start to red plate. It's like, oh, okay. Look at the circuit again, get the schematics out, and notice on the input grid that there should be a resistor on each one of those valves, but back when this was made, that was an omission in the circuit. It only had the grid resistors on the outer pair, nothing going on in the middle ones, so they were susceptible to high frequency oscillation, and that you would never really hear, but it would then drive the output stage, and that was what was red plating it. So updated the circuit to a more modern 1959 circuit where each one has its own resistor. So those were the big changes. Then there was a couple of value changes to really hone in on, match on to the sort of Adam Jones Super Bass spec. What else did we do? Obviously, but then we're happy. It'd sit there idling quite happily. I could play it, get it to really work, and then let it go, and then all the biases would settle right back down. Thanks. Then all the biases within, after playing for a while, you bring it up, and then it all settle back down to where it was. So it's much happier now. On a side note, it is biased a little bit cold as per the Adam Jones, and I do like the sound of it that way as well. Sometimes I like to be a bit hotter, but for this tone and this amp, it worked. One thing that was discussed with the customer to make it a little bit more controllable from volume 1, the sweep was a bit on and off, which is about standard for one of these. I did remove the bright cap to give it a bit more control, but the amp sounded fairly lifeless and didn't feel like it was its own voice and what it wanted to do. So I put that back. I discussed with the customer. I said, look, it just sounds better with the bright cap. End of. So, and he's happy with my opinion on that. So yeah, I think that was everything really. Like I say, this one has taken me all of the Christmas holidays on and off, between looking after the kids and having Christmas, having fun. But I'm happy now, and you will now listen to the playtest, which is coming up next. Here we are with the playtest. Okay, so I've got the head going into the reactive load into the HX stomp, which is just providing reverb, some room ambience. Using my standard impulse response of a Marshall 412 loaded with greenbacks, mic'd with a SM57 and a Royal 121. We will play with them a bit later to get some different tones. So the amp at the moment, all the tone controls are on 6. Volume 1 is just cracked open just below 1. Volume 2 is on 2. The channels are jumpered, so I'm blending the normal channel and the bright channel. And a cleanish tone. One of the mods I did try earlier was removing the bright cap on the bright channel, and it gave it more control from sort of 0 to 4, but it just lost the character of this amp. It just didn't have the bite and the gain. This amp really doesn't want to be played quiet. It needs to be 2 and above, and it's got some serious gain for a super lead. No gain mods or anything, it's pretty much just the super lead circuit, but it's got its own thing. Classic rock tone, really sweet. Right, I'm going to turn off the normal channel and just run in the bright channel. Channel 1, that's where a lot of the magic is. Let's see what she's doing. Right, volume is bang on 2. It just... Sounds like a plexi. So if that sounds a bit thin in just that setting, you just start blending in the volume 2. Where do we go from here? Let's go 4. You get that classic super lead ghosting because the power supply is not able to really give it what it wants. So you get that it's intermodulation distortion. Crank the mids, pull the bass back, sort of the classic. Treble on just above 3, presence on 4. I've got the I had the volume 2 up on there as well. Let's just go to 8. Where Adam Jones apparently sets his plexis. That's 4.5 on volume 1, 5.5 on volume 2. I do not know any tool riffs, so I'm just going on sort of vague memories. Try a vintage 30 cabinet. Bass in there. It's a bit more percussive. killer sounding now. Suppose we ought to do everything on 10, really. That's enough of that. Well, thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please click like and subscribe and the bell. What's next? Oh yeah, Happy New Year, everyone. I've got a a 5150 EVH 3 EL34 on the bench coming up. We've got my Jet City Beam converted to an SLO, Super Lead Overdrive. I'll probably be doing some more videos with my Mesa Boogie Studio preamp and the ADA MP1, getting some more Metallica tones for you. Yeah, that's it. Thank you for listening. See you soon. Bye.